All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to talk about the world-renowned, famous Buffalo Bills developmental prospect, Gable Steveson. Known for that and absolutely nothing else. Known for only being on the Bills' preseason roster. And that's it. May I emphasize that he definitely has not ever done anything else. Ever. He didn't do it. He didn't do it. He's never done anything else. He's certainly never lost to Wyatt. In light of Steveson's recent MMA debut, which was successful, I don't know which round he won by TKO. I didn't watch because I don't fucking care. In light of his recent debut, Gable Steveson went onto the Ariel Helwani show to talk about his successful MMA debut. And we got some shade thrown at the second best grappler on the planet, Craig Jones. All I see is silver, the B Team Bull himself, Craig Jones. For those of you that don't know, which I would assume that you do, considering you're watching this video, but Gable Steveson and Craig Jones were supposed to grapple against each other for CJI2 in the CJI2 Super Fight, and Gable pulled out of the event a couple of days before the event. Because he had turf toe, okay? Big 260-pound Gable, big tough Gable, pulled out because his toe hurt. Just joking. You know, Joe Burrow's going through right now. As you'll fucking hear from Gable 30 times in this interview. Joe Burrow's toe hurts too, so I'm actually not a pussy for a They were supposed to grapple, and Gable said he had turf toe, so he had to pull out, leaving Craig Jones scrambling on a couple days' notice. They ended up doing Craig Jones versus Chael Sonnen, which was super fun. You know, it's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be like this giant, super skillful matchup. It's supposed to be like a fun spectacle, right? And then 2 weeks after the event, Gable makes his MMA debut. Magically, his toe no longer hurts. Okay? His toe is just fine. Gable's toe is all good. Gable's toe didn't do. And Gable had some unkind words to say about Craig Jones after being called a bitch on stage and being the butt end of the joke, just like his mentor, Gordon Ryan. Gordon Tummy Time Ryan. Yeah, Gable had some shit to talk, and he talked it in this interview. Whether it was comprehensible in any way, shape, or form is... So let's get into it.
I'd be remiss if I don't ask you about Craig Jones, because you were in the news.
Sure.
You were supposed to compete against him. We've heard from him. We haven't heard from you. And so I'd love to know your side of the story. Why didn't that match happen at the end of August?
With who?
With Craig Jones.
Oh,
With who? With who? Gable Steveson. This guy is fucking zesty, bro. He trains with John Jones. This guy's fucking gay.
yeah, that match was we came about in February. Match was gonna happen. We met up a few times. Everything was all good. Long story short, couple funky stipulations around there that we didn't agree upon. They wanted to keep it. I got turf toe and wasn't there.
Already, Gable is setting up 2 of his 5 stories, all of which cannot be possible in the same timeline, okay? All 5 stories that Gable provides don't fucking work. They just don't work. The first story, his first excuse was, there's a couple stipulations that Craig Jones had, and I didn't agree with them. And then I magically got turf toe. Bro, you can just say you got hurt and leave it at that. Just say, my toe hurt. My toe hurt. I can't grapple, Craig Jones. My toe hurts. My toe hurts. All he had to do was just go off of the script that fucking Gordon Ryan fed him. All he had to say was, I just got turf toe, and that's all it was. I'm gonna let Gable talk because nobody says it better than Gable. Okay? Typically it takes about like 2, 3, maybe 6 or 7 interviews for somebody to mix up their stories and have people realize they're lying. And Gable did it in like 7 minutes. 6, 7 minutes.
Okay, can I ask what those stipulations were? What do you mean by that?
Bro. Gabe, come on. Gabe, come on. Come on. Rapel Steveson.
There was a look in the eye of saying, "Hey, can you do something for me?" And that's about all.
This look in the eye that was given to Gable Steveson by Craig Jones. He's insinuating that Craig Jones was asking him to take a dive. He'll explain that in a moment. Craig Jones was asking him to fix the fight, to purposefully lose, so Craig Jones can retire in the fucking sunset. I don't know. What a fucking retarded story. There was a look in the eye. This sounds like some gay fantasy.
Can you do something for me? What are you what are you trying to say? What does that mean?
You know what I'm trying to say.
You know what I'm trying to say. We were going to get that bitch drunk.
Can I ask what you're trying to say?
Yeah, of course.
Are you implying that
I'm just trying to keep it as nice as possible, because when I came out of that match and I had turf toe, because I wrestled the whole NCAA season with a bad turf toe, which I got like the second duel of the season, and I went through the whole season with it, even the NCAA finals and everything. So it was lingering, but when it came back, I was like, I can't have another mishap of me falling to someone in a way that's not possible. So that's why I had to pull out. But
this just comes off as just like, I'm still fucking sore about losing to Wyatt Hendrickson at the NCAA championships. Well, I didn't want to fall to somebody that normally it would be impossible. Just fucking get over it. Okay, we get it. You were the clip of the fucking day. The whole world was talking about how you lost, and it was fucking humiliating. Yeah, he's making an excuse. Well, I had turf toe that whole season, so did I really lose to Wyatt Hendrickson? You tell me. Gable's such a fucking dork, dude. It's just like, I had turf toe. There were stipulations in the contract I didn't like. Well, Craig Jones had this look in his eye. He was asking me to take a dive. Well, actually, I had turf toe. And matter of fact, I had turf toe when I lost at the NCAA championships, and the whole fucking world saw me lose. The whole world saw me lose. And this also brings up like another obvious fucking contradiction with the story. Okay, Craig Jones wanted me to take a dive. Well, I had turf toe and I had to pull out because I didn't want to potentially lose to him, because normally it would be impossible for me to lose to Craig Jones. If he asked you to take a dive, why are you worried about the fucking turf toe affecting your performance? Like, are you fucking retarded?
before that, if you really want to know, there
Yeah.
was a look in the eye of saying, hey, I'm gonna retire after this match. I don't want to take this loss. Can you do this for me? And we'll leave it as that.
Okay. So in other words, you are saying that he asked you to basically lose to him on purpose, like to work the match? And you didn't
Yes.
want to do that. And so did you get hurt before that or after that?
I was actually lingering the whole time, and so I was kind of baseline, and then just stepped wrong, and you know turf toe. Like Joe Burrow just got turf toe,
Yeah.
and he's out for 3 months. It could just pop up, whatever. And I was dealing with kind of a lingering battle, and just tough.
Gable talks a lot about lingering in this interview. I wonder what other kinds of experiences he has with lingering. Like, once again, he's just like bouncing back and forth between this fantasy world where two fantasy worlds. He keeps bouncing back and forth between these two fucking fantasy worlds where he beats Craig Jones, but the turf toe is the big affecting factor. Like, that's the reason why he would lose. So he's this fantasy world where he beats Craig Jones, and this fantasy world where Craig Jones asks him to fucking work the match.
And you stayed pretty quiet as all this was happening in the build up to his event. Was that difficult for you as you're seeing all of this probably?
No, man. You've talked to me so many times. I personally did not have any ill intention with pulling out of this match. My foot. Like, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to go out there and just limp around and not look good for anybody and make sure everything just runs down a hill that it doesn't need to be run down? I stayed quiet because I'm a man.
How funny that world-renowned Buffalo Bills preseason legend Gable Steveson, famous for nothing else. How ironic that Gable thinks that people should stay quiet. If you're a real man, you'd stay quiet. That's an interesting way to live your life, Gable. Considering some of the trouble you've gotten.
I'm not going to go out there and speak bad about somebody because something's wrong or something didn't go my way. I look at things in a different way. Maybe he doesn't because he hasn't accomplished anything in his field. He's lost to Gordon Ryan about 3-4 times. his team, the B team, won the Craig Jones Invitational, but probably shouldn't have. So that's a weird thing too. So I think he's got a lot more digging than worrying about me.
Again, Gable's just fucking grasping at straws here. He's like, oh, he's just talking shit about me because he hasn't accomplished anything in his field. I'm an NCAA champion. I'm one of the best wrestlers on the planet. Craig Jones has never accomplished anything. He's lost to Gordon Ryan 3 or 4 times. You know, he's never won gold. Like, Craig Jones's whole fucking persona is built around being the second place guy. B team as opposed to A team. Fucking all I see is silver. He calls himself the second best grappler. It's just coming from somebody who very clearly has like zero self-awareness and is very obviously insecure about the fact that he looks like a total pussy for pulling out of the fucking event for a toe injury. He's just a fucking dumbass, and it's never been more apparent than in this interview.
Last thing on this, ultimately, was it because you didn't want to be involved in a work match? You felt like it was being sold as a shoot, as they say, and you didn't want to do something like that? Is that the reason why it didn't sit well with you?
Sure, it's a shoot, but I mean, I'm hurt.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what else we can get at, Ariel.
I mean, like, that's basically where it ends. Somewhere in there, he just straight up says that Craig Jones asked him. It wasn't even like a look in the eye anymore. He just asked him to take the dive or whatever the fuck, make it a fix. The whole interview is him just trying to convince everyone that he A, was hurt, even though he made his fucking MMA debut 2 weeks later, and that B, Craig Jones asked him to take a dive, which, if you're hurt, taking a dive shouldn't affect. Like, if it was an actual fixed match, you would have done it while you were hurt, because there's no spectacle to be sold, right? If it's a fixed match, that's all it is, you know? There were stipulations. I didn't like them. I had turf toe. There was a look in Craig Jones's eyes. He wanted me to take a dive. Well, he asked me to take a dive. I had turf toe. Anyway, that's about it. Gable's a fucking idiot. He should go back to playing for the Bills on their preseason and do nothing else. Did he do it?